arrested. You have to keep a secret. I, Ananias, disciple of Jesus of Nazareth, just helped Saul escape. You know, Saul of Tarsus. You don't know Saul of Tarsus? Oh, he's caused quite a disturbance here in Damascus these last few weeks. It all started about 3 years ago when we first heard that Saul was coming here to Damascus from Jerusalem. He had letters from the high priest saying that he could arrest anyone who followed after Jesus of Nazareth. Saul had a reputation of being one of the youngest and brightest of the Pharisees. He was so zealous for the law that he wouldn't tolerate any opposition to it. So when more and more people started following after Jesus of Nazareth, saying that he had risen from the dead, that he had fulfilled the law, Saul made it his personal mission to put a stop to that. He became famous for his persecution of followers of Jesus. He had men and women thrown into prison just for preaching in his name. We even heard rumors that he had consented to the death of Stephen. So when we heard he was coming here to Damascus, we were terrified. I mean, I wouldn't want to go to jail. Anyway, when Saul did arrive, it was very strange. We thought there would be some big announcement, that he would be trying to find out who was a follower of Jesus. But we didn't hear anything. Some of us weren't even sure if he had arrived. But one day, everything changed. I was here at home in prayer and meditation, and I saw a vision of the Lord Jesus himself. He spoke to me and told me that I was going to have to go and see Saul. Saul had arrived 3 days before and was staying at the house of one named Judas, and he had been blinded, and I was to go and restore his sight. I was shocked, and I said to the Lord, "This is the man that has done so many horrible things to your followers. I didn't want to go and see Saul." But the Lord told me that Saul was to be a chosen vessel for him, that he had a purpose with him. And so I couldn't refuse a direct command from the Lord. I was scared, but I went to see Saul. And Saul told me that he had seen a bright light on the road to Damascus, and Jesus had spoken to him too. Jesus told him to stop resisting the truth. And he also was told that a man named Ananias was going to come and restore his sight. So through God's power, I was able to heal Saul, and he received his sight once again. And we talked for many hours about Jesus, about the hope of the kingdom, about the gospel. And you could tell that Saul had been thinking hard about this for those 3 days because he wanted to be baptized right away. And then, the next day, he said that he needed to dedicate himself to the study of the Word, to really understand the gospel. So he took a journey to Arabia, and after a few months, he came back to Damascus, and he started preaching in the synagogues. Everyone that heard him was amazed because they knew Saul was someone that opposed the teaching of Jesus. Now he was proclaiming it, and he was very convincing. It was the best preaching that I have ever heard. Well, he stayed in Damascus for about 3 years, and eventually the Jews had had enough. They realized they could not debate with him, and they could not convince him to stop preaching. So they decided the only way to silence him was to kill him. So when we found out about that, we made a plan, and we just helped Saul to escape from the city. We lowered him over the city wall in a basket. Do you have any idea how hard it is to lower a grown man in a basket down a 50-foot wall? Easy does it. My back is killing me. Well, I do wish Saul well. I'm thankful to have been able to help him, and I know the Lord has great things planned for Saul.
Thanks